Could an alien facehugger really impregnate you? Picture this. You're alone on a derelict spacecraft. The lights flicker, dust drifts like floating ash. You find scratch marks on the wall. Something dragged itself through here. When you lean down to inspect a small leathery pod on the floor, it twitches. Before you can react, a creature explodes out of it. It slams into your face with terrifying force. 8 bony fingers wrap around your skull. A muscular tail locks around your throat. You try to inhale, but something forces its way down your airway. You claw at it, but its grip is iron. You can feel it breathing for you, pumping air into your lungs, keeping you alive. Then everything goes black. Hours later, you wake up. No creature, no marks, no pain. Your suit biosensors tell you you're fine. But something deep inside your chest feels tight, heavy, wrong. This is the nightmare of the facehugger from Alien. But on the Real Science of Sci-Fi, we don't just ask if it's scary, we ask a better question. Could a real creature actually do this? Could something physically clamp onto your face, keep you alive, suppress your immune system, and implant a growing embryo inside your chest? And here's the terrifying truth. Real parasites on Earth already perform most of these steps, just separately. Today we'll combine real parasitology, human anatomy, immunology, and evolutionary biology to explore whether the alien life cycle could ever actually happen. Let's dive in. The facehugger is not a predator. It's not even been alive for long. It's a syringe, a biological injection system designed to find a host, deliver genetic cargo, and then die immediately afterwards. It has 8 skeletal limbs for anchoring, a flexible tail acting as a constrictor, a proboscis capable of intubating the airway, muscles strong enough to regulate breathing, a paralyzing neurotoxin, a rigid exoskeleton and acid blood, and 0 need for food or long-term survival. It doesn't feed, it doesn't move once attached. Its entire existence is a single violent moment. But could evolution build something like this? To answer that, we need to explore the darkest corners of Earth's biology. Nature is stranger than science fiction, and many organisms already perform some of the facehugger's most disturbing functions. For example, parasitic wasps. These wasps inject eggs directly into caterpillars. Their larvae produce immunosuppressive chemicals that disable the host's defences. They even alter behaviour, turning the host into a kind of zombie bodyguard. Then there's the tongue-eating louse. This parasite enters a fish's mouth, destroys its tongue and attaches to the stump. It becomes the fish's new tongue. There's the guinea worm. This worm grows inside the human body for nearly a year. It manipulates inflammation and uses the immune system to create a controlled exit route. There's botflies. Their larvae go under the human skin, feeding on tissue while remaining hidden from the immune system. It's toxoplasmic gondii. This microbial parasite rewires mammalian brain pathways and removes your fear response. Individually, all of these real Earth organisms seem bizarre, but together they show that almost every part of the alien process already exists in Earth's nature. So, could a facehugger's attack happen in real life? First, there's the leap. A spring-loaded creature could launch itself with immense speed. Trapjaw ants and jumping spiders already do this. Next, there's the grip. Octopuses, crustaceans, and some spiders exhibit extraordinary grip strength. 8 limbs clamping the skull is entirely possible, therefore. Then there's the tail constriction. Many animals use muscular appendages for constriction. A tail applying controlled pressure is very plausible. Then the intubation. Doctors routinely insert tubes down patients' throats to maintain breathing. A creature evolved for this could intubate very quickly. Many parasites use chemical sensing to find openings in host tissues. Then there's the forced oxygenation. The facehugger effectively acts as a biological ventilator. Insects and aquatic animals already use muscular pumping to move oxygen. Cephalopods, for example, regulate oxygen flow through muscular vents. The biology is therefore very feasible. And lastly, there's the paralysis and sedation. Nature has mastered paralysis. There's cone snail venom, pufferfish tetrodotoxin, frogs that produce neurotoxins, injection-based anesthetics. A cocktail that knocks you out without killing you is extremely plausible. The attack phase, whilst horrifying, is not unrealistic. What about the science of the implantation process? Here's where things get a little complicated. Implanting an embryo into your chest cavity is a monumental biological task. The thoracic cavity is packed with vital organs, constantly in motion, flooded with oxygen, filled with immune cells, and not remotely designed for spare occupants. For an embryo to survive, it must overcome 4 nearly impossible challenges. First, immune suppression. Your immune system would instantly attack anything foreign, but parasitic wasps, tapeworms, and some viruses have already evolved ways to hide from immune detection. Tumours cloak themselves using host proteins. A genetically advanced organism could easily do the same. Next, there's safe tissue attachment. The embryo must anchor itself near blood supply. Tumours, parasitic worms, and even placenta perform this exact feat using enzymes that cut into the tissue and stimulate blood vessel growth. Thirdly, nutrient extraction. To grow at alien speed, the embryo must absorb your blood supply, digest surrounding tissue, trigger rapid vascularization, and hijack your metabolism. Cancers perform rapid uncontrolled growth. Parasitic larvae liquefy tissue. A hybridized engineered organism could combine the worst aspects of both. And fourth and lastly, keeping the host alive. This is possibly the hardest part. You would normally die from sepsis, from hemorrhage, from collapsed lung, shock, organ displacement. The only way a host survives is if the parasite actively regulates inflammation, stabilizes blood pressure, and coordinates tissue flexibility. This requires advanced bioengineering, not natural evolution. Would we survive that chest burster moment? In the Alien films, the embryo completes development within hours. But in reality, a human host would likely die long before that because of tissue damage and internal bleeding, lungs collapsing, diaphragm being unable to move, blood oxygen levels crashing, inflammation inducing septic shock, the heart struggling with the pressure, the pain and stress hormones spiking dramatically. I would estimate most humans would die within 2 to 6 hours. Even botfly larvae, which grow under the skin, cause severe immune responses, and they're tiny. The only way you reach the famous chestburster stage is if the creature is actively preventing sepsis, suppressing pain, controlling breathing, maintaining circulation, slowing your immune response, and managing the tissue displacement. This is exactly what the alien universe implies. The xenomorph is engineered, not naturally evolved. So, could a technologically advanced species engineer this? Here's the frightening part. If a civilization mastered genetic editing, synthetic immunosuppressive proteins, high-efficiency parasitic biochemistry, acid-resistant exoskeletons, adaptive embryogenesis, programmable cellular differentiation, then building a real facehugger would be straightforward. It would be disposable, a reproductive vector, an extreme parasitic analogous to wasps, capable of hijacking human biology and probably designed to maintain the host just long enough. Aliens horror works because it isn't random, it's intelligently constructed biology. So, final verdict. Could a facehugger really implant an embryo in you? Without engineered biology, no. You would die before the embryo could develop. With advanced bioengineering? Terrifyingly, yes. Every step, sedation, intubation, immune suppression, rapid internal growth already exists in separate Earth organisms. Combine them all with advanced science and a facehugger becomes disturbingly plausible. That's why Alien remains one of the most scientifically grounded sci-fi franchises ever made. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the biology behind Alien, hit like, subscribe, and comment with what sci-fi creature I should analyse next. Stay curious. This is the Real Science of Sci-Fi.